So, tomorrow I have another psychology appointment and another doctor's appointment at the sexual health clinic about gender stuff. And hopefully tomorrow I can start taking it. I will be getting the injection form. That's like every 6 or 12 weeks. I think at the start it's like 6. Okay, so today I had another psychology appointment for the gender stuff, and my mum came in with me today, and both me and her discussed with my psychologist. After that I had my doctor's appointment and got prescribed my first round of tea, so that's cool. So the one I decided to go for is at first, so I will get it and then 6 weeks later I will get it again, and it's an injection, and after the first 6 weeks it should just go to 12 weekly. I'm not a big fan of needles, but I decided to get that one over the cream or the more regular testosterone because I'm not great at remembering to do things daily. Or if I do things daily, I may do them at just such random times. So yeah, something that I don't have to pretty much keep on top of. It is the 5th of April today. I had my first shot of testosterone on the 31st of March, so that was like 5 days ago now. Wow, it still hasn't been a week yet. Anyway, I was writing down some thoughts just before. Don't know why so many older generations feel such a need to gender people. Like, yes, call someone beautiful, but you don't need to be like, you're a beautiful young lady. Anyway, I feel like I cannot embrace my feminine side without being gendered. When I have a beard, someday I will do my makeup and wear a dress and heels and have a cute purse. I have a handbag collection. I tried a bimbo phase, but let's see me be a cute, beautiful himbo one day in the future. Anyway, I don't want my pages to be blank. What did I have over here? While transitioning may be quite scary because of the unknown and so much more, it is far scarier to live and die never having let myself be me. I am feminine, but that doesn't make me a woman. I thrive in my masculinity. I used to thrive in the... I thrive in my masculinity. I used to thrive in manipulating others to view me how I wanted to be viewed, but was scared to truly be myself. I would say that I was an open book and was open about so much because I didn't want people to think they could hold anything over me. I was scared of people knowing me as I know me, as it is far more painful to be rejected for who you are than who you pretend to be. I used to live by people judge what they don't know or don't understand. Now I live by my opinion of myself is what matters the most. So there's another one. Have I read this? I'm learning how to love myself properly. I'm learning to give myself validation and not be influenced by external validation. My self-worth is not dependent on external factors such as my social status or life. I will be myself and not restrict who I am to gain the respect of others. No more people pleasing for me. But I do feel such a strong urge to do as much as I can to please others still. Okay, so it's been about 3 weeks and a few days, and I feel like on testosterone, and I'm pretty sure my voice has dropped even more. Like, I feel like I think it's dropped. I think it's dropped a bit, a little. Yeah. Okay, I haven't made one of these videos in a while. This is almost 2 months on testosterone. I've got like little mo hair and chin hairs. My skin's a lot more oily. It feels different, like thicker. I guess. Yeah. So I was supposed to get my next testosterone shot 10 days ago, but I had other medical appointments that ended up being brought forwards, and they were priority, like psychiatrist for my ADHD diagnosis. Finally got that. Next on the list, autism diagnosis, but that one you usually go in for like 3 sessions, and I forgot all my notes on it. I lost them. I filled out this whole assessment thing and I can't even remember where I put it. Oh my gosh. Those glasses probably make me look so womanly. Or like Elton John. Honestly, around certain people, I still talk in a higher voice because I'm scared. Like, I'm just worried about being looked at differently. I know people are scared of me changing, even though I'm very happy to change. I still haven't got my second shot, and it's been like 2 weeks since I was meant to get it, but it doesn't fully matter. Had all these other medical appointments since I'm chronically ill and have a little brain tumor body. It's benign. It's just in an annoying spot. I haven't been practicing my deep voicing exercises to make sure my pitch and tone and stuff are doing the right thing. You can probably hear that my pitch is up a bit too much for my lower what is it, tone? I'm not sure, I can't remember. Oh, I'm worried about my voice cracking. Sometimes it's like cracked a bit. I think it's been 2 months now, so that's cool. Got some little hairs. And at the moment, I keep finding it hard to eat much food. I guess it's partly how I have coped over the years with stress, but it's not a good way. Some days it's gotten quite bad where I'm also chronically ill, so like it's hard for me to eat at times, but having just sometimes I just want to not have any, I just want them to disappear, you know. It's like, oh my god, if I don't eat, maybe they'll disappear. No, that's not how it happens. Everything starts to shut down. You gotta eat. I get so worried about my voice sounding too feminine, me talking too feminine, even though I'm quite a feminine
guy and gay and stuff. So when I met up with some of my friends on the weekend, I could just be myself, and they were very supportive and like, oh cool, you're changing, how exciting. Whereas certain other people, I still find myself talking in a more feminine voice because I know they're worried about me changing, and I just don't want to rock the boat or anything. Got a blood test yesterday, and yeah, I still haven't taken the thing off. It was the most awkward blood test. When we go into the room and she's talking to me, like every second word she uses was girl. Like, oh, you little girl, whatever. Like, oh my gosh, every second word. And I was just like, never heard someone throw in a gendered word so many times into a sentence. It's like, was she waiting for me to correct her or what? I know on my blood test it said F, but on a lot of my medical records now, it has, you know, a little thing like trans male in brackets Mickey. Okay. How many weeks has it been since I've had my second shot? Nearly one. It is Friday. Oh my gosh, this lighting. So I've been having more like ingrown hairs over my arms, legs, stomach, chest, back. As more darker hairs come through. Can you see my chin hairs? All the sores are not from it. They're from me picking because of my anxiety, PTSD, CPTSD. Well, yeah. My voice is getting quite deeper, like it's able to go a lot deeper. But yeah, that's my update. One thing that I wasn't told before starting tea was that as the voice box lengthens, I'm gonna have to relearn to pronounce some words. There was times I'd go to speak and it would just be like so yeah, like I had to relearn how to say certain letters and stuff, a lot of them. Yeah, so that's just a heads up. Also, before I started taking testosterone, I did some voice training by watching certain YouTube videos to help practice getting to a lower point and regularly moving your speaking down lower. For masculinization, go O. For feminization, go E. I wanted to do regular update videos of my progress, but I've had a lot of mental health struggles, and whenever I've wanted to just talk about what's been happening, I've just been like, don't want to repeat certain things, and there might not be much change, because for a while I was like, oh, my voice is getting deeper, and some people who had seen me every day were like, doesn't sound like it. But when I listen back to old videos, I'm like, wow. Like, it feels like my voice is in line. I noticed when I was talking today, like I have my internal monologue, my internal voice, and when I was speaking, I was like, just really surprised how it lined up. Whereas before, it's like there's two different sounding voices, the one in my head and the one out loud. Oh, so I've got several tattoos now, and one thing with the
testosterone with the thickening of the skin and hair. Sadly, I have had some ingrowns, but I also pick, but that was ingrown, and it still has some ingrowns. So annoying. I've been getting some on my legs as well. The back of my legs, they have thicker, darker hair now, which I can show on a different angle. So that was an ingrown, but yeah, my hair's getting darker all up here. They used to be quite very light. There's also some anxious picking, but on the backs I've had more ingrowns. That's funny how there's like a patch of how it used to look and then more dark hair coming through. Those were ingrowns, but the rest were just picking. But that's cool. Like how it's like this. It's been shaved to re-go over, but my leg hair used to seem to come up to like there before, but now it's getting darker all up. See, this one's more dark. It's another one of my tattoos. Again, like anxious picking, but some were from ingrown hairs. So, yeah. I am having a bunch more hair coming through around here, and I've had a couple ingrowns around. That is as well mustache, hair thickening. Oh, and I've noticed more like hair coming through on my back and my chest and my booty. My face shape is like, it feels longer now instead of so round. I can actually talk a fair bit deeper, but I still forget to keep moving my voice down because I'm like, wow, my voice is so nice and deep, and then I forget that I can still continue to go deeper over the next year and a half now. 5 months on tea. Bottom growth. In the past like week, I've noticed it started getting like more thick, wider, instead of just the length, and I was like, that feels a bit awkward to talk about. But I was like, ooh, look at me go. Makes me, like, I feel a lot more comfortable with my body. It's just really good. And sometimes these days I'm just like, wow, I feel so comfortable, like, this is amazing. And then I'll still see my chest as I'm going for a shower and be like, oh, looks so feminine and poopy. Like, I feel like my body looks great, but it doesn't look like me. It feels weird. It's like I'm just taking over someone else's body. I feel just so weird. But I love how my body's been changing, and I'm gonna get more muscular. Like, at some point when I start working out, I'm still chronically ill, but I've been out of bed more and wearing my back brace a bit less each day, trying to build up my back muscles again more. So as I've been editing my transition video for YouTube, I don't know if I've lost some footage, misplaced it, or never recorded it. A lot of people have asked me questions over the months, so I just felt like I'd been recording and talking about it more than I guess I have been. One thing that I noticed I hadn't talked about, which I talked about with a lot of people in person, is one of the changes that happened quite fast in the first month was, and the doctors told me this would happen, 40% of fat there and about 30% there just went shrunk off, and my face shape is a bit different. Like, my face feels and looks more long now, kind of like my twin brother, because for ages it was like more round looking and all. When I smile now, my cheeks don't go like half over my eyes, which they did before. Got some chin hairs and even some more beard hairs coming through. And yeah, some more couple of ingrowns, but oh well. Look at my the fat distribution has changed a lot on me. Let's see if I can. So I wear a back brace. It's a bit dirty. I feel like less fat is in my chest area, but like the last couple of weeks it looks like it's getting more like curvaceous again. I guess that goes with my cycle still. Oh, so my first period after starting T was like, I think a couple of weeks after I had my first shot, and that was quite intense and painful, as a bunch of my periods are apparently when you have more testosterone in your body while on a period, it increases the amount of pain. I don't know if you can see, I have some pimple patches on. My second period was only a few days, or at least very light at the end. It's still very painful. The third period I had while being on T, it was like only a day long and barely any pain. And I'm pretty sure I had a fourth and a fifth that were like the tiniest amount of blood. But I did get a little bit of cramping, and I was like, what? And then I noticed that it's the tiniest bit of blood, just tiny. So I was like, oh, must be a period. But then it was just never more than that tiny bit of blood one day. And the last time that happened was like a week ago maybe. I noticed my hip weight, like the extra fat on my hips, has slimmed down so much. I would always wear my pants up like this so I wouldn't have to see them, like my longer pants, but now I've been wearing them down more because I'm not so dysphoric. My stomach, it's like, it's gotten more muscular and the shape's changed quite a bit. I've got snail trail. My tattoo artist noticed that when she was doing my butterfly, that was 2 weeks after my second shot, it was like the skin was tougher and like just a tiny bit harder to work with. But when she was doing touch-ups on it a few weeks later, along with another tattoo, don't know if you can see, the anglerfish. And the fish out of water, she was doing touch-ups on that. She said that the skin felt softer, like easier to tattoo, like the first time when she tattooed me. Was it my third shot? Yeah, I think it was actually my third shot of T when she did my butterfly under my knee. And when she did the touch-ups a couple weeks later, she had found that the skin was like tougher the previous weeks, closer to when I got to my testosterone shot, which your skin does get tougher and thicker and a bit more oily with testosterone. I didn't realize how much the feeling would change in my skin. I'm getting pimples like I did when I was a teenager. Like they have this different consistency and look to like earlier this year. I liked that I was getting a bit of back hair. Like I was surprised how fast that has started. There's not much. More butt hair. What else? I just feel so much more comfortable in my body and like more excited for life. Oh, when I was at the mental health hospital earlier this year, like a couple weeks before I had my first injection, I got misgendered like half the time, and a lot of the time they like didn't call me Mickey, which is my nickname and preferred name. But my second admission at the mental health hospital was nearly 2 weeks ago now. I got out. I was there for a bit over a month, and pretty much everyone just assumed I was a guy. A lot of people thought I was a cis guy, and I was like, wow. But I also felt a bit of discomfort being seen as a cis guy, because I've got this understanding of women that cis guys don't have, because I was socialized and raised as a woman, and also have been treated as such, so fully understand the impacts that misogyny and stuff like that has, like on a much deeper level. And I have been treated differently. It was really interesting, my month stay at the mental health hospital, and getting to know new people and talking to new people, and them having no previous conceived notions of me being born as a woman. But I did openly talk about being trans, because I love sharing and educating with people and being visible, even though I don't want to be seen as oh my god, that computer is being so loud. It's probably picking up so well on that camera as well. Yeah. Part of the reason why I feel a bit of discomfort when people are like, I thought you were just a cis guy, I thought you were born a guy, is because I don't want women to fear me in the way that they have some fear towards men. Like, I don't want to be seen as some aggressive guy. Anyway, all fun now.